Just I'm starts. Yeah. Can you see the screen? Any one of you can please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So today the topic what we are discussing is culture media for growing the fungal organisms. So before going into this session, first we have to know an idea about what do you mean by the culture medium. So medium means the base. Okay, culture means growing. So we require a base for growing the microorganisms, especially the fungal organ. It can be any microorganism in the in vitro condition. That is, in the lab, we are culturing them on a suitable substratum or on a suitable base. Now, what is this culture medium here? So as we all know, microorganisms generally they are growing or they are invading the other organisms for their survival or for getting their food. Now, in the medium, that is in the laboratory conditions, we are going to provide that food material for the microorganisms to grow, to reproduce, and to survive. So the food material, whatever we are supplying or what the food material which are required for the growth of the microorganisms in the laboratory, that material we are calling it as the culture medium. Right. Next, we'll go for the next slide now. Now, what is the use of this culture medium? So it is very important to grow the microorganisms for any of the purpose outside the body, that is in the lab conditions. Now, for what purpose we require this culture medium? So first thing is we are preparing this culture medium for growth of the microorganisms. So what is the purpose of growing these fungal organisms or the microorganisms on a suitable medium? First thing is to identify the cause of infection from the clinical sample so that a proper treatment can be given. So that means to say now we are collecting the sample or the specimen from a particular patient. Now we doesn't know what type of infection does that patient is gone through. So to identify the type of microorganism, we need to culture them on the suitable medium. Then only we can identify, is it a bacterial infection, is it a viral infection or a fungal infection. So to identify them, we have to culture it on a medium. So after the identification, then a proper treatment can be proceeded further. So for growing, for culturing and to identify the root cause of the infection, we require a culture medium. So that is the first point. Second point is to study the characteristic features of that microorganism. To study the characteristic feature, that means the morphology. What type of, suppose we are talking about a bacteria, which type of bacteria is it there in that infection? What type of infection, what type of spore does it producing? Or if you talk about a fungal organism, there are which type of
అయ్యా ఇది ఆనందించిన
infection.
విషయం కాదు, ఆలోచించాల్సిన విషయం. ఎవరో తొందరపడ్డారు, మీరు చెప్పండి.
Hello,
కాబట్టి
participants. Mute your.
నాలో ఉన్న అన్ని ఏం చెప్తున్నాయి, ఒక్కడి కూడా దాచుకోకుండా
I request the participants to please mute yourself. Thank you. So it depends upon to study the morphological characters and the properties, how that bacteria is behaving. We are require that culture media. Next, to prepare the biological products like vaccines or antigens. Okay. So we all are aware that microorganisms are a pool of all these biotechnological products. Okay, so to get or to prepare these biotechnological products, we require the culture media. So these are the characteristic features, why we are preparing the media and for what purpose we are utilizing it. Now, next, composition of the culture media. That is how that culture media, what does that culture media consist of? So then we told you just now that culture media is a food material for the microorganisms. Now, what type of food material we are supplying for the growth of the microorganisms, or what is the composition of the culture media? So first thing is culture media require water. It should require it, or it should be made up of energy source, carbon source, nitrogen, mineral salts, and all the special growth factors. Microorganisms, how they are getting their sources from the biological organisms, all that should be provided in the form of culture media in the laboratory. Now we call them as the nutrients. So whatever the composition, whatever the ingredients were present in the culture media, we all call them as the nutrients. Now, how many types of culture media are prepared in the laboratory? So first thing is we are classifying the culture media depending upon the utility and the utilization, how we are doing it. So first thing is depending upon the physical state. That is how the media is. By studying the physical state, the media can be a solid medium, or it can be a semi-solid medium, or a liquid medium. That is by observing the physical state of the medium, we are categorizing them into those three. Now, another way of classifying the cultural media is depending upon the ingredients. Ingredient means what are all the nutrients available in the medium. So based on that, we are classifying the medium as simple, complex, synthetic, and special media. First thing is media depending upon the physical state, solid, semi-solid, liquid. Based on the ingredients, we are naming it as simple, complex, synthetic, and special. Now we go one by one how the media is, or based. First we are talking about the media based on the physical state. So depending upon the physical state, the first type of media what we are talking about is a solid medium. That means the medium will be solid state. Okay. So all the ingredients of the media, the composition, whatever, all the nutrients present in the medium. So that in the further slides, I'll tell you what are the nutrients required. So if the media becomes solid, then such type of media, I'm calling it as solid medium. Now, how that media is becoming solidified. So the most important ingredient of all the media, whatever we are preparing, is the agar. We call it as a nutrient agar. So which is a solidifying agent. So what is this agar? This is a material which is in golden yellow granular powder. So you can observe here, which is prepared from a seaweed, that is red algal member. Okay, the Gracilaria or Gelidium. Okay, those are the those are the algal members which are the seaweeds. So from them, we are preparing this powder form, which is a golden yellowish in color powder, so which acts like a solidifying agent in the media preparation. So what is the speciality of this? This agent, the solidifying agent is agar. It melts at 98 degrees and it gets solidified at 42 degrees centigrade. So when we heat the media up to this temperature, the media becomes semi-solid or it will remain in the liquid state. So when we set this media at 42 degrees or below that, it gets solidified. So that is the characteristic feature of a solid medium. Now when we talk about a semi-solid medium, so here the percentage of the agar we are using in this media is quite little bit lesser when compared to a solid medium. So that means here the media will be in a semi-solid state, like a jelly-like substance. It will be not in a liquid state nor completely solidified, but it is a very soft media. Okay, generally in the form of a jelly like. So such media is represented as the semi-solid media. It is useful to study the bacterial motility or to separate the motile bacterial forms from the non-motile forms. So generally the semi-solid media is used for that purpose. Next we are talking about the liquid media. Okay, so here the media without any agar, that we are calling it as broth. All the ingredients dissolved of the culture media dissolved in the water, and then that media I'm using it as a or a little quite not completely absent, a small quantity of agar can be also be used, but it won't get solidified, it remains in a liquid form, that we are calling it as a broth solution, or simply we call it as a nutrient broth. So in this we can identify the motility or the distribution of the bacteria very easily in this nutrient broth. So depending upon the physical state, these are the three different categories of the culture media. One is solid media, second one is semi-solid media, third one is the liquid media. Now, next we are classifying now the culture media used in the laboratory based on the ingredients. Now, what are all the ingredients involved in the medium? First, we'll go with the description of simple medium. Now, what is we are calling this as a nutrient agar medium, a common nutrient agar medium. What we are using it in the general laboratory for culturing of bacteria or culturing of fungal organisms and all those things. Or even in the tissue culture laboratory also, we use this nutrient agar medium as a base for culturing the tissues. Right. Now, what is a consistent? What are the ingredients do this nutrient agar or a simple media consists of? So generally it includes peptone, sodium chloride, some small quantity of meat extract, and 2% of agar. So these are all the basic requirements of the or basic ingredients of a agar medium. So as it is consisting only of a peptone and a small quantity of meat extract as an organic base and NaCl as a salt and the agar for the solidifying agent, so it forms a simple media. Now when we go for a complex media, so this is a media which has the ingredients of basal media, what we just talked about, the nutrient agar, and together added with certain complex or difficult or a different type of ingredient or a special ingredient which is added to a simple media, then it forms a complex. For example, the blood agar medium. So to the nutrient medium here, we are going to add the blood of a sheep or the blood of a goat. Okay, so that the that forms the enrichment of the nutrient medium for the growth of the microorganisms. So that forms a complex medium. Next, we are going for the another type of media which is called as or the defined media. So it is synthetic. The name itself implies purely comprising of chemical substances. All the chemical substances which are prepared, those are added over here to make the medium or a media powder. So that we call it as a synthetic, purely made up of substances. Next, we are talking about the special type of media. Hello, participants, please mute yourself. Now we are talking about the special media. So this is a media which is going to be prepared for growing of the specialized or a special category of the microorganisms if we want to grow. So they are grown on this type of media. One is called as enriched media, selective media, differential, transport, and anaerobic media. So they are, each media is specialized of culturing one particular type of microorganism. So that's why we are calling it as a special media. And all these medias will have different types of ingredients present in them. Now we'll go with one by one. When we talk about an enriched media, that means to say the medium is, basal medium is a common, that is having the peptone, NaCl, nutrient agar, that is common, which is acting like a basal media. To that, we are adding certain another substances like blood or serum or egg or any other, like for example, if we talk about a tissue culture media, so we use MS medium. In that we are going to add the growth hormones, or we are also adding amino acids. We are also adding vitamins. So they all comes under the different type of ingredients. We are adding it to make it enriched. So that we call it as the enriched media. So example here we are talking about the blood agar or a chocolate agar. So here in this, the main ingredient, we are enriching the basal nutrient media with blood. So we call it as a blood agar. And if we are supplying the nutrient agar with the chocolate syrup or a chocolate granules, then we make it as a chocolate agar. So this is an enriched media. Now another type of media here, the special media we are talking about, is the selective media. So this is a basically the media which is selected for culturing of the microorganisms for special purposes. So for example, we are preparing the media, we are culturing the microorganisms for synthesizing the antibiotics. So which organism, which bacteria is producing what type of antibiotic, on that particular media we are preparing that selective media, and then we are culturing those bacteria so that that particular product can be synthesized very easily. So that is the purpose what we call it as selective media. So the bacteria can be like either bacteria or the fungal or any viral, from which we need to extract the products from them. Then we are using the selective media. So antibiotic media is used for culturing the microorganisms for producing the antibiotics, or we are using certain dyes or chemicals, etc. Now, the best examples here, we're talking about a selective media. The first thing we are calling here is a Thayer-Martin media. So this is a selective media used for culturing Neisseria gonorrhea organism. So from which it usually contains this medium usually consists of the combination of antibiotics like vancomycin, colistin, nystatin, and trimethoprim. So these are all the antibiotics which are added to the media. The media what we are talking about here is a Thayer-Martin media for culturing of Neisseria gonorrhoeae. Now, another example here we can talk about is eosin methylene blue media. So in this, we are adding a dye which is called as methylene blue. So in this medium, it will, due to the adding of the dye, the gram-positive bacteria are going to be killed. Another media here, what we are talking about. So this is a media which is called as Lowenstein-Jensen medium. So this is a medium used for culturing of Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So here in this media also it contains certain antibiotics like penicillin, naldizic acid, and malachite green to inhibit the growth of bacteria over here. So we want only the culturing of Mycobacterium. So these bacteria should be get inhibited by adding of these antibiotics to that media, so that we can culture or we can identify only that particular species. So these are the special media which are used where the antibiotics are used in the media for identification of that particular species. Now, next type of special media we are talking about here is differential media. So the best examples of here it is McConkey agar, CLED agar, TCBS agar. So this is a media where the culturing of the microorganisms are categorized based on the color of the colony. So to identify that the bacteria, what we call it as the media are incorporated with the dyes and certain metabolic substrates, so that the color of the colonies can be differentiated very easily. So that's why we are calling it as a differential media. So for example, here when I talk about a McConkey medium, so this medium here, it is distinguishing the lactose fermenter bacteria as well as non-lactose fermenter media. So how the microorganism here differentiated. So lactose fermenters, they will be appearing in the pink colony color like this here. These are the lactose fermenters bacteria which are giving a pretty pink color over here. Whereas the non-lactose fermenter bacteria, they become colorless on the medium. So this is called as differential medium. So another example here, XLD, xylosine lysine deoxycholate agar medium, which is used for recovery of Salmonella and Shigella species. So when we observe here on the medium, the yellow color colonies, what you can see here, these are the yellow color colonies. They are representing the E. coli bacteria, whereas the black color colonies, whatever are going to produce, they are the Salmonella species. Next, when we talk about another differential media, that is TCBS, that is thiosulfate citrate bile salt sucrose agar medium. So this is very particularly used for the isolation of Vibrio cholerae as well as Vibrio parahemolyticus. So these are the colonies you can observe here on the medium with the differentiated color. So hence we call it as the differential media. Next special type of media we are talking about is anaerobic media. Now these media is useful for growing of the anaerobic microorganisms. The examples are Robertson's cooked meat media or thioglycolate broth medium. So they both are the broth mediums where we can grow the anaerobic microorganisms. Now we are going into detail regarding the fungal culture media, what we are using here for especially growing the fungal microorganisms. So the basic culture media which are used for fungal organisms are, the first one I'm talking about here is potato dextrose agar, PDA medium we call it as. So potato dextrose agar, so this is a medium generally used for culturing of the fungal organisms like yeast and molds. So this media, it is supplemented by adding certain antibiotics to it and also certain acids so that the bacterial culture can be inhibited. So we want to suppress the bacterial growth. So generally the nutrient media, all the nutrient media are enriched with all the nutrients. So which are a favorite for microorganisms for their growth. But we don't want those all the microorganisms. That's why we want only the fungal organisms to be grown. So it is supplemented with the antibiotics or the acids so that we can inhibit the other microorganisms culture. So PDA media is made up of, or it consists of potato infusion, that is 200 grams. We are taking that as a 200 grams. That is potato, we are boiling it in the water and straining that complete potato, and we are making it in the form of a mixture that we call it as a potato infusion. So generally the composition of any potato dextrose agar media, it includes 200 grams of potato infusion and dextrose that is a carbohydrate we are supplying here in the form of dextrose. The quantity of it is around 20 grams. And the agar, for solidifying the media, we are using here 20 grams of agar. And all these are dissolved in 1 liter of the distilled water. So that becomes the PDA medium, or the potato dextrose agar medium. The another next Right. The next type of media what we are discussing about of culturing the fungal organisms, that is the oatmeal agar. So here the basic ingredient of this medium becomes oatmeal. So that means the powdered form of the oats that forms the oatmeal. Okay. So that oatmeal we are taking around 30 grams, agar the solidifying agent about 20 grams, dissolving that in 1 liter of water, and the pH is maintained as 7 pH. That is a normal standard pH we are maintaining over here, a neutral pH. Always when we are making any culture media, the pH of the media should be maintained in a perfect manner. It should not be too acidic, not too alkaline. The pH of any fungal media, it should be around only 5 to 7, not lesser than that, nor it should not exceed the pH. Now, oatmeal agar here, this is the most widely used medium for cultivation of fungi, especially the macrospore species. Next, another type of fungal media used very widely, that is malt extract agar base. Now, this is used for detection, isolation, and enumeration of yeast and molds, generally in the clinical samples. The ingredient of this malt extract is malt extract. Here we are taking it around 30 grams. Mycological peptone. The peptone what we are using here in the medium preparation, that we're taking it as 5 grams. Agar is of 15 grams. And we all are dissolving this 30 grams of malt extract, 5 grams of peptone, and 15 grams of agar. We are combining all these ingredients in the 1 liter, and the pH is around 5.4 or to 5.6 at 25 degrees centigrade. At the normal room temperature, the pH is to be between this pH. Then only that culture medium becomes a perfect culture medium. Then the organisms will grow, or it will be perfectly visibility of the microorganisms can be done proper manner. So this is an overview of these are the 3 culture mediums we are generally using for growing of the fungal organisms in the laboratory conditions. So generally for all the fungal organisms, we use potato dextrose agar. Okay, this is an overview of all the mediums what are generally prepared in the laboratory conditions. Yes. Let's stop sharing here. Yes. So any more questions here regarding this culture media? What do you mean by culture? What do you mean by culture media? What are the ingredients of the culture media? And what are the special type of medias we are using for differentiation of growth of the microorganisms and the fungal organisms? Yes. So this is regarding today's topic. And tomorrow we'll go with the contaminants after culturing of the media. Generally, what type of contaminants are can be seen on the media apart from our selected cultures. So that topic we'll discuss tomorrow session. So any questions regarding this media in the today's class? Any questions, please? I can expect that in the chat box. You can please respond. Yes, ma'am. Anybody, ma'am? Are more any suggestions or any doubts in this particular session? Okay, participants, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity and for your patience listening for this today's class.